A dog and a cat were very good friends. They lived in a small village near a big green forest. Every morning, they played together in the garden and shared food. The dog's name was Bruno, and the cat's name was Kitty. Bruno was strong and kind, while Kitty was smart and gentle. They always helped each other in everything they did. One sunny day, they decided to go on a small adventure. They wanted to visit the river near the forest. Bruno wagged his tail happily, and Kitty purred with excitement. As they walked, they saw butterflies flying and birds singing in the trees. The day was bright, and the sky was blue. They felt very happy to be together on such a lovely morning. When they reached the river, Bruno jumped into the water to cool off. Kitty sat on a rock and watched him play. She laughed when Bruno splashed water everywhere. After playing, they sat under a big tree to rest. Kitty shared her milk, and Bruno shared his biscuit. They always cared for each other and never fought. Suddenly, they heard a strange sound from the bushes. Bruno stood up quickly and barked. Kitty's ears went up. They both looked carefully to see what it was. A small rabbit came out of the bushes. It looked scared and hungry. Bruno and Kitty felt sorry for it. Kitty said, "Don't worry, little one. We will help you." Bruno gave the rabbit a piece of his biscuit, and Kitty shared her milk. The rabbit smiled and thanked them. It said, "You are very kind friends." The three of them sat together and talked. The rabbit told them that it had lost its home in the storm last night. Bruno said, "Don't worry. We will help you find it." So they all started walking through the forest together. Bruno led the way, Kitty followed, and the rabbit hopped behind them. The forest was peaceful and full of beautiful flowers. They crossed a small bridge and walked past tall trees. Kitty used her sharp eyes to look around. Suddenly, she saw a small burrow under a tree. The rabbit ran to it and shouted, "This is my home." It was so happy to see its house again. Kitty smiled, and Bruno wagged his tail. They felt proud to help their new friend. The rabbit thanked them again and said, "You two are the best friends anyone could have." Bruno and Kitty promised to visit the rabbit often. When the sun began to set, they decided to go back home. The sky turned orange and pink. They walked slowly, feeling tired but happy. On the way back, Bruno said, "Helping others makes life better." Kitty nodded and said, "Yes, kindness always brings happiness." They smiled at each other. When they reached the village, everyone was waiting for them. The other animals were happy to see them safe. Bruno and Kitty told them about the little rabbit. All the animals clapped and cheered for them. They were proud of Bruno and Kitty for being kind and brave. That night, everyone had a small party. There was music, food, and dancing. Bruno barked happily, and Kitty purred along with the tunes. It was a wonderful night full of joy. After the party, they sat under the stars. Bruno said softly, "Today was special." Kitty replied, "Yes, friendship makes every day special." From that day, Bruno, Kitty, and the rabbit became best friends. They played together, ate together, and helped others in the village. They often went on small adventures, exploring new places. Sometimes they found lost things. Sometimes they met new friends. Every day was full of fun. One rainy day, they helped a little bird whose wing was hurt. Kitty brought some cloth, and Bruno made a soft bed for it. The bird got better soon. The bird thanked them and said, "You both have golden hearts." Bruno and Kitty smiled. They were always happy to help others. As time passed, their friendship grew stronger. They trusted each other completely. Even when things were hard, they stayed together. Sometimes other animals argued, but Bruno and Kitty always taught them to stay kind. They said, "Peace is better than fighting." They became examples for everyone in the village. Whenever someone needed help, they went to Bruno and Kitty first. One morning, the village leader said, "Because of your kindness, our village is full of love and peace." Everyone clapped for them. Bruno and Kitty felt proud, but humble. They said, "We just want everyone to be happy." Their words touched every heart. From then on, the dog and the cat were known as the heroes of friendship. Their story was told for many years, teaching everyone that love and kindness can bring the world together. The next morning, Bruno and Kitty woke up early. The sun was shining brightly, and birds were singing sweet songs. They decided to go for a walk to enjoy the fresh air and talk about their dreams. As they walked near the hills, Bruno said, "One day, I want to build a small park for all animals." Kitty smiled and said, "That's a wonderful idea. Everyone will love that." They started collecting ideas from other animals. The rabbit suggested a playground. The bird wanted a big tree to rest on, and the squirrel wanted a place to store nuts. Bruno and Kitty worked hard every day. They cleaned the land, planted flowers, and built swings with the help of their friends. The park slowly began to look beautiful. All animals helped each other with smiles and laughter. No one argued or got tired. They knew they were making something special for everyone to enjoy. After a few weeks, the park was finally ready. It had colorful flowers, green grass, and a small pond. Everyone in the village came to see it and loved it so much. The village leader said, "This park shows what teamwork and friendship can do." Bruno and Kitty were very happy. They looked at each other with proud smiles. Every evening, animals came to play, relax, and talk in the park. It became a place full of laughter, peace, and love. Bruno and Kitty's dream had come true. One night, as they sat under the moonlight, Kitty said, "We made the world a little better today." Bruno nodded and said, "Yes, because we did it together." From that day on, their friendship became a lesson for everyone. The animals learned that with love, teamwork, and kindness, anything is possible. And Bruno and Kitty stayed best friends forever. Days passed happily in the village. Every morning, Bruno and Kitty went to the park to greet their friends. The sun always felt warmer when they smiled at each other. One day, a little duck arrived in the village. It looked lost and tired. Bruno ran to help, and Kitty brought some water. They never ignored anyone in need. The duck said it had lost its family while flying during a storm. Kitty softly said, "Don't worry, we'll help you find them." Bruno wagged his tail in agreement. They asked every animal in the forest if they had seen a group of ducks. The rabbit, the bird, and even the squirrel joined to search. Everyone wanted to help. After a long day, they heard quacking sounds near the pond. The duck's eyes filled with tears of joy. "That's my family," it shouted and ran toward the sound. Bruno said, "We don't need to be heroes. We just need to be kind." Kitty nodded. "Yes, kindness makes us strong." Their words touched everyone's heart. That evening, the ducks invited all animals to celebrate. There was singing, dancing, and delicious food. The moon shone brightly as everyone enjoyed together. Bruno looked around and said, "When we help others, we create happiness for all." Kitty smiled and added, "And that happiness always comes back to us." From then on, the village became known as the Village of Friendship. Bruno and Kitty's kindness had changed everything. Their love and care became a story for generations to learn. As time went by, more animals moved to the Village of Friendship. They all wanted to live in a place where love and kindness were part of everyday life. Bruno and Kitty welcomed everyone warmly. One day, an old turtle came to the park. It said, "I've heard stories about this wonderful village." Bruno smiled and said, "You are always welcome here, friend." Kitty offered it a place to rest. The turtle told stories about faraway lands, about animals who fought but later found peace. Everyone listened carefully. Bruno and Kitty learned that kindness can change hearts everywhere. That night, as stars filled the sky, Bruno said, "Maybe one day we can visit other places and teach them about friendship." Kitty nodded. "Yes, we can share our love with the world." And so, their story never ended. The dog and the cat continued to spread kindness, helping others wherever they went. Their friendship became a light that shone forever, reminding everyone that love is the strongest power of all.